I like that more. There I am. Hello. Okay. Oh, man. You know, there are a lot of great documentaries out there. I'm gonna try that one more time. Oh, I fucking hate this. I hate being under the Corvette. I hate where I'm at. There's fucking spiders in here. There's a fucking beautiful but extremely heavy car on a really shoddy fucking car lift that my dad installed, and I don't know if I trust it. It's not screwed into the cement. If this is how I die, I hope the footage lives, because that camera's expensive. Let's get started. Let's just get started. I don't know if we'll put that in, but let's just stick to the script. You know, there are a lot of great documentaries out there. Something someone saw and they said, hey, this needs to be immortalized on film, and in all honesty, I don't think this is one of those documentaries. I'm not talking about something unique like a guy walking on a tightrope between the Twin Towers. You're not going to walk away from watching this with a new perspective on life or even an experience of something new. I'm talking about something universal. It happens to everyone at least once in their lives. It usually happens to everyone a few times. I'm talking about the first month and a half of my very first heartbreak. Which is weird. You know, I mean, it's weird for a lot of reasons. First off, I'm 21 and it took me this long for this to happen. I feel like a 16-year-old girl talking to her best friends about this. Secondly, it's weird I decided to tell this to a camera and then edit it and publish it and show it to my college class and now show it to the internet, because originally this was just supposed to be a documentary for my college class, but I decided, you know what, I might as well put it on the internet so everybody can scrutinize me and be behind the veil of anonymity. I feel like a self-loathing prick talking about myself in the documentary I'm making. The fact that I'm the documenter and the subject is already narcissistic enough, but the fact that now it's my job as both the subject and documenter to figure out what to disclose to the camera and also what not to, so I don't embarrass myself too much when my family inevitably watches this and judges me for my degenerate behavior. I partook in this last month of a heartbreak. Like, what do I show in this documentary when I know my mom is going to watch this? Like, how do I talk about the very night my heart got broken? I went to my cousin's Adrian's house and we bought a pack of Newport Menthols and smoked them.
This is for the documentary.
That was Adrian's idea, by the way, Mom, not mine. I think you get the point. I could go on and on about how this documentary is going to be the most vulnerable I'll ever be and the most vulnerable I'll probably ever be in a situation like this, right? I'm going to be more vulnerable here than I even was to the girl who broke my heart, whose alias is going to be M from now on because the other label is kind of a handful. You know, this is a complicated thing to navigate. I think we got to get some stuff clear before we can really dive into the meat and potatoes of this documentary. First off, yes, I'm reading a script, but I'm only doing that because anytime I have a camera pointed in my face, I freeze up and forget whatever I was going to say. I really don't think this ruins the authenticity of this documentary. Secondly, this is the second time I've recorded this commentary. That might ruin the authenticity to you, I don't know. But let me tell you something, if you ever want to talk about something as intimate and private as this, don't do it in a public place. The first time I did this, it was at the park. And well, I couldn't really say one sentence without somebody coming up to me. First off, I am reading off a script. I'm doing that because I just freeze up when I see a camera pointed at me. And I'm even freezing up now, and I don't know if it's because there's some crazy ass festival going on behind me when I just wanted to come to a park to record this, or the fact that there's a lot of people staring at me and listening to me explain all of this. Hi guys.
Are you filming for YouTube?
No, it's not for YouTube. and I want to make this absolutely clear, is I'm not really going to talk about M. Like, I mean, of course I'm going to talk about M, but I'm going to keep her identity anonymous out of the respect I have for her, because I'm talking about something that might also be very intimate for her too. And I don't want to have her first and last name out there just because some asshole decided that he was going to make a documentary about a month-long fling he had that never went anywhere. And that's the third thing I want to talk about. M wasn't my girlfriend. I've had a girlfriend in the past, and truth be told, I didn't love her. And when we broke up, it was a blessing because she was a horrible person. I didn't love my ex-girlfriend, and it felt amazing to leave her. When M left me, it felt like somebody punched a hole through my chest and ripped my heart out. And that hole is still there to this very day. Truthfully, I think M is a great person, and I wish nothing but the best for her. I'm not trying to be... Yeah, no, man, that's it. Like, truthfully, I think M is a great person, and I really do hope the best for her. There's no hard feelings on this end. Lastly, this is from my perspective. So this is going to be biased. This is going to be just... Like, I'm not trying to be objective here. I'm showing you how I felt and how I still feel. You're going to hear commentary from me in the present day, and you're also going to hear commentary and interviews from me in the past, and I'm going to do my best to try and separate those two so you understand which is which. So with that being said, let's get started on the first day of me being alone. So obviously the first day sucked, and before I decided to commit to this even being an idea for my documentary, I had to search it up on the internet to make sure that this idea was even somewhat original.
So I just how am I gonna make this? that is for the editing room. I'm gonna just keep recording everything. I searched up heartbreak documentaries on my laptop because I wanted to see if this was like something worth pursuing, even though I already sent them an email saying I'm gonna do it. And luckily it does seem like it, but there is one thing really interesting. I clicked on heartbreak documentaries and 2 videos popped up. One is 3 months of heartbreak documented. Another one is 6 months of heartbreak documented. They both have the same title.
This is definitely the most vulnerable.
Good. I'm good, actually. I don't want to sit through 26 minutes of feeling bad for myself. I am glad I process things the way I process them. Holy shit. How do you process them, Chips? Well, I insult people on the internet. That's how I'm processing it. God.
And after watching people feel bad about themselves for about half an hour, I promised myself that I would not put a camera in my face and cry.
I realized I cry like SpongeBob. Like, you know how SpongeBob cries? He like falls face down on the ground, and he's a sponge, and he goes, yeah, yeah. That is, I think they did that after me.
Anywhere I looked, I just saw one of the dumb inside jokes that me and M had.
I can't even look at Strawberry Fanta the same anymore.
And when I wasn't reminded of the inside jokes, I was reminded about something even deeper, and honestly, something more personal. I was reminded about how easy it was to feel comfortable around her. I made this short documentary not that long ago, and see, it was about security cameras and the lack of privacy. And anytime I used to look at security cameras, I would just think about how cool it was that I made a documentary about them, and I really liked the sort of art style I went for. But now, when I look at them, I just think about the first person I showed that documentary to, which was M. She was there with me on every step of the way of the production process. I talked to her before I shot it, I showed her the footage after I shot it, and she was the first person to see that documentary after I edited it. And, now when I look at those cameras, all I think about is how after I showed her the footage on my camera, I decided to point the camera at her, turn it on, and in like a really dumb voice just say, excuse me, can I take your photo? Which was the title of my documentary. And I just remember us in stupid voices talking to that camera for just like 5-6 seconds before I turned it off again. But I don't know, like that, those little moments right there are the ones I miss the most. And now whenever I see those security cameras, that's really all I think about.
Dude, our fridge went out, right? And I was like, man, I really like that fridge. That fridge was like the perfect fridge. I had so many good memories with that fridge. But holy shit. Sheesh, that's a nice ass fridge. What fridge? I don't remember no. Damn. Damn, how do you open this? Shit. Oh, damn. Whoo, we gotta put stuff in this thing. Dude. Ooh.
You know, I didn't realize it at the time, but the fact that I had a routine and my only goal was to stick to this routine no matter what created this sense of stability and progress that just made each day go a little more smoothly. And you know, you might be asking, what was my routine? Well, it was getting my ass beat at jiu-jitsu. This was going to be my first Saturday by myself, and I absolutely made sure that I wasn't going to spend this Saturday by myself. So I decided to go to jiu-jitsu, and after jiu-jitsu, I decided I'm going to go to this Brazilian pop-up with the guys at my jiu-jitsu gym. And after that, I was going to go and hang out with my cousins. But, you know, I had a lot on my mind before that, and I wanted to get it out. So I decided I was going to interview myself, which, you know, in all honesty, is probably more of a monologue.
This time I have a microphone because it's really echoey in here. And some dude in a beard who teaches one of my classes said, "You can't edit your way out of audio, man." He doesn't sound like that. I actually respect him a lot.
You know, when I look back at that footage today and I see me interviewing myself, I remember I was angry that day. I was so mad. But it's weird because before I saw that footage, I thought that this day was great. You know, all I remember is how fun the pop-up was, how good my friends were, how fun it was to see my cousins argue over the GPS coordinates.
If I touch that, Baba, I'll take the left side. It's okay, the left side. I gotta get to the left side. That's how you sound right now. I know, dude. Get in the left, dude.
But then I watched this interview and I realized something. What I remember is not necessarily how I felt. And I don't know. That's a strange feeling.
I was driving to pick her up, and I was like, "Hey, just meet me here. I can't stay here for that long. Honestly, this is my fault. I'm not going to talk about it because I was wrong in that situation. You know what? I was wrong. I was wrong in that sitch. Shit."
Honestly, like, I don't even remember really what I was mad about. Like, I've watched the whole interview, and it's like watching a manic person talk. I don't know how much of that I want to put in here. Anyways, it was finally time for me to hang out with my family. And I was looking forward to this for one reason and one reason only: the karaoke bar. Now listen here. I love the karaoke bar, all right? I have the voice of an angel. And if you don't believe me, well, lucky for me, I got the video evidence to back it up.
Pasaste a mi lado con gran indiferencia, tus ojos ni siquiera.
Okay. Maybe I actually don't sound that good when I sing karaoke. Maybe I do have video proof of my real karaoke experience, and maybe I'm really quiet and nervous, and also maybe even a little drunk.
Pasaste a mi lado
Hello? It's me. Me too.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
I recorded every day for 3 days straight, but after getting breakfast with my mom, I decided to stop recording until something new happened. You know, if I stopped and told you every time I felt bad, this documentary would drag on for way too long. And my only motto for this upcoming week was just to put my effort into getting through the day. And so in the calendar now, there's this big gap on when my next experience I recorded was. So I think now might be a good time to maybe shift focus onto something else. You know, I knew this documentary was going to be hard for me, but I didn't realize the type of emotions it would bring back up to the surface for me. I've been planning to record this commentary and talk to the camera for a week now, and I was feeling great about it, but when today finally came, I felt for a few fleeting moments that I was back to square one. I mean, like, I felt like I had just gotten my heart broken all over again today, and it was weird because literally yesterday I told one of my friends about how I was on the up and up, and this whole situation was starting to get behind me. But something about looking at this footage and seeing myself when I wasn't myself brought something back to me. You see, I'm at the point now where I'm starting to realize I probably won't ever be with them again. I think about how I'm going to see different people eventually, and I also think about how she's going to see different people. And that means she's going to be with someone who's not me.
Excuse me, ma'am. Take a photo?
No.
Too bad. I like this camera.
Out of nowhere, a week went by and I found myself at Noah's birthday party. Happy birthday, dear Noah! Who pretty much is my cousin. I was happy to be there, and I was sick and I was tired, and in all honesty, the last thing I wanted to do was socialize. But when I showed up, all that changed.
You are more than welcome to use whatever footage you need in my house because we support the success of our family.
You know, it's easy to forget how much love is around you in your life, but after losing something that I wanted to keep so close to me, I realized how much I didn't lose.
From Adrian, Noah, I love you more than life itself.
Noah, I want you to be my boyfriend. Noah, I want you to be my boyfriend. Leave my sister. My sister cannot treat you as good as I can.
Almost everybody in that house I had known for my entire life, and that's a privilege that not a lot of people can say that they have.
Vas a ver igual no matter what. Yeah, right.
This shit looks like you, dude.
I got you.
Fuck you, dude.
Yeah, I took a look at my skirt and I was like, that shit looks like Adrian.
Fuck you, dude.
Eso es lo que tú vas a
Pues es lo que voy a hacer, pero no me dejas.
¿Yo?
Alondra.
Estoy intentando cortar. No, espera. No, así no. Ya iban sacando.
Virgin.
Yeah, Gary.
And I wanted a piece of this night to always be with me. So I recorded some of it, danced to other bits of it, and obviously sung karaoke for the last of it. And then we're here in the present day, April 17th. It's officially been a month and a half since my first heartbreak, and I don't know how to end this documentary. Like, I had a few ideas in mind, like, for example, get a gold medal at jiu-jitsu and then credits roll, but I sort of can't do that ending anymore.
Rear the leg, rear the leg. Turn into it. Turn in, turn in, turn in, turn in. Tap, 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 tap.
And even that ending wouldn't be satisfactory to me, because even after the credits roll, I'm still going to be here. And there's no real end to this story because my story keeps on going. It's just a chapter in my life that has ended with a certain person. And so for the last bit of this documentary, I decided the best way to end it would be to answer a few questions I had written for myself earlier and see what my answers are. This part is candid. The script has ended now, and the only thing left on this are questions. This is the hard part, I guess. You know, I would say, yeah, of course. I mean, you know, you can be both somber about something and still really happy with your life. I mean, there are ups and downs, and I know that's pretty much what I've been saying this whole time, but it's the truth. And then there are days where I really think about my memories with them, and then I drop down a little bit. Yeah, of course I miss her. You know, like that's just the truth. I miss her all the time. But just because I miss her doesn't necessarily mean I want to have what I had with her again. What's next, huh? What is next? Well, you know, I really have been getting back into motorcycles. And I think I want to learn how to ride one.
Oh, won't you stay for the ride? Just